Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Marhaban bikum. Dear students, uh, this is day 2 of the same chapter, chapter 26. This is second class on the same chapter. Okay, so we are just continuing the same chapter. Okay, so maybe we'll have one more class on this chapter 26. Okay, that will be 26.3. Okay, so I yesterday I posted a couple of questions, that is on Monday, on what we learned in the last class. The first question was regarding how satellites, they revolve around the sun, around the Earth. Okay, what makes them to stay in their orbits? The answer was very simple. The answer was gravitational force. Okay, so most of you have answered it, almost all of you, alhamdulillah. Okay, so that's the gravitational force which keeps the satellite in its orbit intact. Okay, so if this gravitational force weakens, what will be the result? Yes, the satellite will move out of its path and it will move away from the planet, whatever it is. Okay, so this is the right answer for that. Okay, so you might have got the marks for it. And question number 2 was which planet has the most curved path? So the answer for this is Mercury. You see on the diagram, Mercury is closer to the sun, so eventually it will have a greatest, attraction. It will feel a greatest force, gravitational force from the sun, which will pull towards it, and that's why it will have the most curved path comparatively with other planets. Okay, so the most curved path, you know uh, Mercury has it. Okay, whereas Neptune has the most least curved path. Why? Because it's away from the sun. Okay, so I just wanted to explain the answers. Okay, so I congratulate you that you have answered it correctly. So let's move on to the next topics. So today we are going to learn a couple of topics, inshallah. So the first topic is regarding satellites. Okay, so a satellite, basically a satellite is an object that orbits a planet. Okay, it keeps all revolving around the planet. Okay, so there are two types of satellites. One is the natural one, the one is the artificial one, which is human made. You might be knowing this, you might have read this in your previous classes as well, you might have learned this already. Okay, so natural satellites, basically they are known as moons. Okay, the earth has just one moon. It is the largest moon in the solar system. It's the fifth largest moon in the solar system. It's approximately 33 lakhs 40,000 kilometers from the earth, and it takes 27 days to complete one orbit. Although we call our moon the moon, it's not unique. That is, even other planets also have their own moons. Okay, see, for example, you have a table here. It shows uh, the planet names on the left and how many moons they have got on the right side. So you know the maximum number of moons. Which planet has the maximum number of moons? Yes, exactly. That's Jupiter. Okay, it has 64 moons, and Saturn comes next. It has 62 moons, and then Uranus 27. Okay, and then the rest of them: Neptune has 13, Mars has 2, Earth has 1, as we know. Okay, so the moon is not unique to the earth itself. Okay, so even other planets also have their own moons, okay, which revolve around them. Okay, this is the common theory, okay, which is prevalent. Okay, so this theory you have to remember. Okay, uh, with regards to your syllabus, IGCSE syllabus. Okay, right. Now let's talk about artificial satellites. You know very well that people, they they send rockets loaded with satellites, and these satellites are then they are put into some kind of orbit which keeps on, you know, revolving around the Earth. Okay, so these are the artificial satellites. These are man-made satellites. What is the purpose behind them? The purpose is to, connect, uh, for communication. Okay, like for example, mobile phone, cell phone, video links, and also the internet. Okay, so this is used for communication most of the times. And also there are some satellites which are put into much lower orbit. Okay, they are used to monitor the Earth's surface, such as, taking care of the taking readings of the temperature of the world's oceans, or even of the atmosphere as well. Okay, and also the progress of forest fires. Okay, so there are various purpose of artificial satellites, alhamdulillah. Okay, now we come on to comets. See, comets are another heavenly bodies. They are, let me show you the important points. Comets are large rock-like pieces of ice that orbit the sun. Okay, so they have a very elliptical, elongated orbits, which at sometimes take them very close to the sun as well. Okay, at the other times they travel close to the very edge of our solar system. Okay, just look at this diagram. See, comets. Okay, so they sometimes they come very close to the sun. Okay, so when another point which you have to remember always regarding comets, that when they are close to the sun, okay, they move in a very fast way, in a fast manner. Okay, their speed increases here when they are closer to the sun. Okay, so when they are away from the sun, that is when they move to the edge of the solar system. Okay, the comet moves slowly. Okay, so here it's slow and here it's fast. So this is what you have to remember. Okay, in case you get a question regarding comets, you have to mention this point as well, because it's very important. Okay, so let me read this. The speed of the comet varies enormously. They travel oops they travel at their fastest when they are very close to the sun. Okay, so I can just add one more point. They are the fast slowest when they are away from the sun. That is when they are at the edge of the solar system. Okay, okay, this is number one. You have to remember regarding the, the movement and the speed of the comet, where it slows down, where it speeds up. And number two, the number two point which you have to remember is that the comet, they have a very elliptical orbit. Okay, they don't have a very curved one like this, okay, like Mercury, but they have a very elongated or elliptical orbit. Okay, so this is a very important point you have to remember. Okay, most of the time you get questions regarding regarding the orbit of a comet. Okay, here is one example of a comet. There is one comet, Halley's comet. That's Halley's comet. It was discovered by Edmund Halley. Okay, he predicted its appearance in 1758. Okay, so he theorized that once in a while it returns in the solar system. Okay, from every 75 to 76 years. It last appeared in 1986 and it is due to return in 2061. So this is his prediction, Edmund Halley. Okay, so even the name Halley's Comet comes from this person's name, Edmund Halley. Okay, so this is just one example of a comet. There are numerous comets out there, but this is one example. You just have to remember this in case you might get a question in the exam. You just have to mention the scientist's name and what did he predict. Okay. Okay, now the next topic is gravitational field strength. Okay, so this is basically, okay, the gravity which we feel on Earth, and there is also gravity in other places as well, like Moon or other planets, according to the theory. Okay, so this gravity which we feel here, that is when we drop a ball, the ball drops on the ground, it falls on the ground. Okay, that's because of gravity according to the theory. Okay, this is known as the gravitational field strength, and this is given by the symbol G, small g. Okay, so different planets have different masses and different radiuses. Radii, both of these will affect their gravitational field strengths. Okay, so there are two things which affect uh, the gravitational field strength of the heavenly body of the earth or any other planets. Okay, the first thing is the mass of the planet. Okay, the larger the mass of a planet, the greater its gravitational field strength. Okay, this is number one. And number two is, the larger the radius of the planet, the smaller the gravitational field strength at its surface. Okay, so see, this one is directly proportional. Okay, what I mean is, when the mass increases, the gravitational field strength increases as well. Okay, and this number two, this point, the second point, is this radius of the planet is inversely proportional to the gravitational field strength. That is, when the radius of the planet increases, okay, at the same time the gravitational field strength it decreases. This is called as inversely proportional. Okay, so you have to remember these 2 points. It's very important with regards to the gravitational field strength. Okay, in case you get a question in the exam, you have to write this. So the gravitational field strength on the earth is approximately 10 newton per kg. Okay, so this is the value you have to remember. This value you will be using in your problems uh, to uh, to find solutions in problems, inshallah. And also you might also get questions regarding moon as well. So the moon has a gravitational field strength of approximately 1.6 newton per kg. Okay, gravitational field strength varies from planet to planet. It's a very important point. We already discussed this. Okay, that every planet has its own gravitational field strength, so it varies from planet to planet. Okay, it is greatest near the most massive objects. Like see, for example, in the table. Okay, uh, gravitational field strength is very high here. Okay, that is, the sun has 270 newtons per kg. Okay, so that is how it's able to pull up all the other planets as well. Okay, uh, among the planets, Jupiter has the most highest. It has 24 newtons per kg. Okay, Moon has just 1.6, because the radius is very small, as you know. Okay, that's why it has a less gravitation. There is a table in your textbook. You might just go and refer, which gives you the values of gravitational field strength values here. Okay, so each planet has its own gravitational field strength value. Just go through the table and get some ideas, inshallah. See, someone who's on Earth, okay, weighs, for example, he weighs uh, 600 newtons. Okay, 600 newtons on Earth, but at the same time, when he weighs himself on Moon, he weighs 100 newtons. Why? Because the moon, on the moon you would weigh 6 times less, because the gravitational field strength in moon is less, as we discussed already. But at the same time, if you weigh yourself in Jupiter, for example, that's just these are all just the theories. Okay, when you weigh yourself on Jupiter, then you will almost uh, your weight will increase 2.5 times more, because gravitational field strength is more in Jupiter when compared to Earth. Okay, so this is a very important concept. You have to remember this, inshallah. Okay, so that's it for today, inshallah. So I'll be sending these 3 questions to you through Google Classrooms, uh, and you have to do the same. You just have to type in Google Classroom, that box where you will be able to type in. Don't send me anywhere. Don't mail me. Don't send me WhatsApp or whatsoever. Okay, you just have to follow the classroom Google Classroom protocol. Don't do something extra. Don't attach anything. Just type in khalas. Okay, so I'll be sending the questions, inshallah. So I hope that you have understood the class. and I hope that you will respond it correctly, inshallah. Okay, so inshallah we'll meet in the next class. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.